Hello drummers, welcome to this free mini song lesson. Today I'm going to show you how to play the best parts, the coolest parts to the song Can I Play With Madness by Iron Maiden. Drummed of course by Nicko McBrain. Here's what's coming up. So let me start by telling you that you can download both pages of the mini song lesson from my website for free. We've got the intro, the first 8 bars or so of the intro. Then we've got the chorus section, and then I've given you 3 extra drum fills, which I think sort of represents the ideas, most of the ideas that Nicko is playing during those sections. So you can download this for free. The link is beneath this video. So let's start off with the intro. And we come in with 1, 2, 3 and a 4. And on the bass drum, and of course Nicko famously plays single bass drum pedal incredibly well. 1, 2, 3 and a 4. And down to our 2 lowest toms. I'll be using these 3 toms for this song. I know Nicko has many more, but we'll be using 3 toms, and I've got that programmed as my cowbell for later on, well, for in a second. So 1, 2, 3 and a 4. And then we're into our first groove. So the next 2 bars, we're playing quarter notes with the cowbell. And if you haven't got a cowbell, by the way, you haven't got the kit like this or an acoustic cowbell, just use the bell of the ride cymbal. It'll work just as well for what we're trying to do. But we get 1, 2, 3 and 4, and 1, 2, 3 and a 4 and 1. So it's 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and a 4 and 1. And we get this and-a occurring quite a bit during these sections. You can see it being repeated again on the next line. 1, 2, 3 and a 4 into a snaring crash and a 4. And then Nicko definitely plays or steps his hi-hat foot a lot during this song, but I haven't included it all the times. I've only included it when it really sticks out. So we get this first stepped hi-hat foot on the and a beat 4, and then we're going to be focusing on the hands and the bass drum foot. So we get our first drum fill, if you like, which I think is my favourite of all of them. We get 1 and 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a. This linear pattern of groups of 2s with the hands and the bass drum moving across the beats in a very cool way and coming out with a quick and a. So that drum fill again, 1 and then we get 2E and then 3 and then 4E and a. Put it together, 1 and 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1. 1 and 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1. Really nice, good fun to play that. So with the bar before it, 1, 2, 3 and a 4 and 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. And you can hear that I stepped the hi-hat foot on the and a beat 4 there just before the drum fill. Next 2 bars are back to our groove. And then the last 2 bars we get 1, 2, 3 and a 4. And this time I didn't hear the hi-hat being stepped on the and a 4, but during the drum fill the hi-hat foot does suddenly jump out, so I thought I'd include it for you. Without the stepped hi-hat foot we get this. 1 and 2E and a 3 and a 4E and. 1 and 2E, 3 and a 4E and. So 1 and 2E and 3 and a 4E and. With the stepped hi-hat foot underneath it, which really sort of comes out from the and a beat 1. 1 and 2E and a 3 and a 4E and 1. So the 2 bars slowly together. 1, 2, 3 and a 4. 1 and 2E and 3 and a 4E and I messed up there the orchestration. It should have been da-da-da-da. 1, 2, 3 and a 4. 1 and 2E and 3 and a 4E and 1. Sort of using all 3 toms there for that drum fill. Those stepped hi-hat foots are definitely optional. And he definitely plays it a lot. He's probably stepping the hi-hat foot during the choruses all the way through as well on 8th notes, but it's very low in the mix and I didn't want to make this more complicated than it needed to be. Okay, let me now play for you the whole of the intro up to speed without me talking over the top so you can hear just the drums. Here we go. So then we move into the chorus, which the first one occurs at 43 seconds. And so I thought I'd include the first chorus for you in its entirety, so we get an idea of what Nicko's doing. And he's mostly playing up on the bell of the ride cymbal, but it starts with this 2-bar classic idea, playing groups of 3 through 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And it resolves there with 3 and 4. We then move to the ride cymbal, and we get this idea being repeated a lot. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. So 3 and with the bass drum, 4 on its own, because that gives us time to move to a crash cymbal for the and to beat 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. We then skip over beat 1 in the next bar and basically play the same idea again. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. Again for the third bar, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and, but just the bell of the ride cymbal on the and to beat 4 there, no crash cymbal. We're then going to go into this drum fill. Skipping beat 1, we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the use of the floor tom and the snare drum there, building up, well not really building up, it's not really a crescendo, but resolving it with 4 and on the bass drum. Again, we're aiming for that and a 4 stab at the end. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So understand that's the and a beat 4 there. Don't get that confused with beat 1, otherwise the whole thing goes out of sync. So the last 2 bars there, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We then go to the next page. We've got the next 4 bars for you, where we basically got the same as the previous 3 bars. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. Just the and a 4 there, not a crash. And then we get this triplet drum fill. Now, I'm not sure precisely what toms he's using, but it sounds like he's going down the toms gradually, so I've chosen to orchestrate it this way. 1 and a 2 and a classic fuddle-a-dump, right, left, right, bass. You know, it's this idea. Classic. The fuddle-a-dump, as I call it. It's a 16th note triplet starting on the and a beat 1, and it's resolving on beat 2 with the bass drum. The bass drum is the last note of that fuddle-a-dump idea, but it's also the downbeat, beat 2. So we get 1 and 2 ands, and then 3 left hands, 3 and 4 and. Again, aiming for that and a beat 4. 3 and 4 and. So the next set of 2 toms. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But of course up to speed. Perhaps get that a bit smoother. That was a nice one. So with the bar before it, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Lovely. Let me now play for you all 3 lines up to speed. So then finally, because I think this is why this song was suggested over on my Facebook page, because of these drum fill ideas. So I've got 3 variations for you. They're all kind of similar, apart from the last one. Well, the first 2 are kind of similar. The first one occurs at 1 minute 16. I've got the bar before it again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. He's always going into the drum fill with that idea. So then we get this drum fill, 1 and 2 and a 3, which is exactly the same as we had at the beginning of the song. 1 and 2 and a 3, but then it just resolves with and a 4 and a. Can't go wrong with that. So 1, 2, 3 and a 4, 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Thought I'd slow it down for you. Let me now play up to speed a couple of times. So the next one occurs at 1 minute 24. Again, I've got the bar of groove before it. This is really the same drum fill from the beginning of the song, except orchestrated up using the tom. And I've written it as the high tom, but I'm going to use this tom instead. You'll see it's exactly the same as, but it's this. So that the and of 1 and the beat 3 are on the tom. 1, 2, 3 and a 4, 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and up to speed a couple of times. And then this last variation is probably the most different, well it's the most different compared to all the previous ones. Again, little bar groove there at the beginning. We get 1 and 2E and a 3 and a 4E and. But you can see we're still hitting those and 2 and 3 and the and a 4. It's still resolving around those barks that the rest of the band are playing, those stabs. But we've got this bass drum syncopated idea going on the E and the of 2 and the and the E of 3 and 4. So again, slowly. 1 and 2E and a 3 and a 4E and. 1 and 2E, a 3 and a 4E and. See how that bass drum sort of slips in there? Oops. So 1, 2, 3 and a 4. 1 and 2E, a 3 and a 4E and 1. Really nice idea that. Let me play that up to speed for you. So there you go. I hope you found this lesson useful and enjoyable. Don't forget you can download the free PDF from my website. The link is beneath this video, both pages of the PDF for you to download for free. And then while you're over at the website, you might want to consider signing up to become an online member if you haven't done so already. And what I currently offer for £97 is a full year's online access to every single full video song lesson I've ever recorded and transcribed. And that's coming up to 750 famous and popular songs where, unlike this lesson, I teach you the song from start to finish. You get the fully transcribed PDF drum chart, every bar, beat, fill, even solo included. And just to let you know, I've got probably another 10, it must be coming up to maybe 10, 15 Iron Maiden songs. So if you're a Nicko fan or their previous drummer, which I always forget, forgive me, Clive Burr, if you're a fan of those two, then there's plenty of stuff to get your teeth stuck into. As a thank you for signing up, I'll give you access to 3 ebooks I've written over the years containing hundreds of famous drum beats, fills, excuse me, and even drum solos. I can feel the itch coming on. I also give you access to hundreds more little videos, teach you even more famous drum beats, fills and drum solos. And then over the year of your subscription, you also gain instant online access to all the new material that I upload for my members. And I record new lessons every week, so plenty of cool stuff to look forward to over the year of your subscription. But any questions, email me, rob@drumstheword.com. Until our next drum lesson together, toodle pip and happy drumming to you.